Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. Now, you were explaining to me recently on another topic here that with the weather we've been having, pretty good amount of moisture this summer compared to most.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You're seeing what you call secondary growth.
Yes, quite a bit of it, Mark. I was looking at a hemlock that I have, taxus that I have, and then looking on out through neighboring yards and other plants are growing, or have been recently, growing like crazy, almost like spring. They came along, the growth pace and so on settled in June. It continued to rain. They had a rest period. I think it really tricked their gene pool because they thought they were going what I'll call summer dormant, not truly dormant, but just settled down, woody or liquid type support within the tree branch or twig. It turns into wood and so on, and they went into a rest period. They set buds. Now all of a sudden, after what I'll call that rest period, they're setting out new growth again. Now that is not, well, if there were an early hard freeze, there's a chance that newer tissue could get burned back, frozen back some. I think the point that I'd like to make is, and as we just talked to the lady in Bucyrus, they're drier than we are by far. And you have to judge by your own area. But with this new growth, do continue to water. Now, again, not heavily, not often. I always recommend that about every third or so week you water the dickens out of plants that are established so that you keep them moist. You're not trying to make them grow any further. Mother Nature will take care of that. Just don't let them get out that new foliage, new twig growth, and then if it turns dry, you don't water. That material will be maimed in shape and growth. It can be simply not mature and die back. None of it kills. It's just a matter of maintaining the plant looks.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
Circle270media.com